Wadoux. I am 22 years old. I am factory driver for Ferrari, and today I drove the 499. It was one of my dreams. Today was just an amazing day for me. I'm really lucky to have this chance, and I really want to thank ORECA and Ferrari for that. For the part of driving, it's really different for sure, because GT is faster in slow corner and prototype more in faster corner. After, it's just a lot of new things to learn because the cockpit is really different. In LMH, we have a lot of new procedure for the battery and all these things. I had a really good last 2 weeks to learn the manual. In the 499, we need to change every time a lot of procedure in the car during the laps compared to GT. And yeah, a lot of new things for me, because it's one of the first time in this car, and yeah, it's a good challenge for me. That helped me to learn a lot of new things, and for the future is good, because better you know, better it is. I really like this car. It's a car who won Le Mans. Just yeah, a dream to drive this.
I'm Josh Pierson. I'm 17 years old, and today I was testing the Toyota Hypercar. It's something special to come here, and you know, I'm super grateful to Toyota and WEC for the opportunity that they've given me here to come and try out some hypercar machinery. It's definitely a lot different than what I'm used to coming from P2, but mechanically speaking, as a driver, it's quite similar. So I'm able to kind of plug and play, and I went to Cologne to do the seat fit and was also in the simulator. So I have prior knowledge and experience, which was very helpful and easy for me to kind of get in and get stuck into it. The first and foremost, most obvious, is there's a lot more downforce than what we have on the current P2 car in the World Endurance Championship. So for me, that just means I can brake a little bit later. And kind of point the car and stop and go. And we've got more power, so that V style of stopping, rotating, and going is a little bit more prominent here than it is in the P2 car. It took me maybe 2-3 laps to be comfortable with how fast it was going and really everything else. So that's one of those things where the longer you do this sport, the easier it is to kind of jump into other cars and feel quite comfortable initially. I'm definitely learning a lot, even just from the 10 laps, and I'm sure that what I'm going to do in the afternoon as well will help me immensely. So everything that I'm doing here, I'm sure, will help me in my career, and hopefully it gives me a little bit of a bigger carrot to chase for the rest of my career. I think my favorite part is maybe just the braking efficiency. I love that. I love a car that I feel comfortable and confident to stop, and I feel like I can really drive it in deep. And with this car, I really feel confident to push the limit and get the car down there, and I'm able to rotate and go, and it feels super nice to drive. It's different than what I've done in the past, so I'm really enjoying it.
My name is Preining, 25-year-old from Austria. I'm here with Porsche, trying the 963 for the first time, which is really exciting for me. I would say less complicated to drive, which is not positive or negative. It's just very different. It's a lot of new challenges for me here, with many systems that I don't know, which I'm handling for the first time. So I'm just trying, to keep my nose clean, not make any mistakes. Luckily, I'm prepared well by the team, and for now, it's just really enjoyable. I've been here for 2 days since Friday, following the team around, following the drivers. There's just a lot of questions coming up when you're sitting in the debriefs, and they mention words you've never heard before, but they've all been very kind and answered most of them quickly. So in general, could not have been a lot better. All in all, a really enjoyable car to drive, and honestly, for me, it's a combination of everything. You know, it's definitely more powerful than what I'm used to. It's got a bit more aero. For sure, it's more difficult to handle in some ways, easy to handle in other ways. It's also down to the setup being in a good window. And like I said, until now, I've been having a really good time.
I'm Varrone. I'm driving the Cadillac number 2, the Hypercar. So yeah, it was a really cool experience. It was a really nice gift, you know, to be driving this in the rookie test with a Hypercar. You know, I didn't expect it to be driving it so early in my career. I was like, okay, maybe in 5 years I will drive it, but hopefully. But no, I mean, it was really nice, and I'm really thankful to all General Motors and Cadillac for this opportunity. High speed is lot more downforce, much more power, you know, much more speed. In low speed and medium speed is quite heavy, you know, as a GT, but it's really cool to drive. I love it. It's really nice here in Bahrain, also a track that I like. So yeah, it was a dream come true. It was quite tough at the beginning, but you know, I did some sim prep, and you know, with the engineers, they were really nice and they guided me through all the systems, so it was easy. But yeah, it has much more things going on, you know, inside the car. So yeah, a lot of buttons with the hybrid system, and you know, a lot of things that you can play with while you're driving and getting the most out of it. It's different, right? With the GT, you can cut a lot more here, the curves, and now here with the Hypercar, you have to be like more careful, you know. So yeah, I mean, the most thing I struggled a bit was braking. It's not easy at all. That was the main thing. Well, and also traction, but braking is quite difficult in the Hypercar. That surprised me. But yeah, I think it's, you know, as you get laps, I was getting better, so it was really nice. Every time you can drive, you know, for these big teams, you know, and we work with these really good engineers, you know, and in the top class, it's really cool. You get more learning, more understanding of different things, and also it was nice to give Valentino Rossi the chance to drive the LMP2, right? Like when you go down the straight and you just, you know, it's so fast down the straight, it's crazy. I mean, I never driven like such a high speed like with the Cadillac, so it was awesome.
Okay, so I'm Clément Novalak. I'm 22 and from France, and I drove the LMP2 today. The teams are very nice and they've been very open with me, so it's been cool to run a couple of days with them. The ambiance in the paddock in WEC and the LMS is a lot more chilled than you'd technically find in F3 and F2. The biggest difference for me has been to adapt from F2 to this car. Naturally, a lot more downforce on an F2 car. Power-wise, probably quite similar. But no, I've enjoyed the challenge of adapting, and it's been a really fun car to drive, so enjoyed it. Problem is with motorsports is you become a bit of an adrenaline junkie. So when you get away from any sort of car, jumping into any car is fun, and the LMP2 has been, yeah, it's been amazing to drive. It's just the speed, you know, and the adrenaline.